Dewi Safira Maulida. Here I want to explain about my lesson plan. Then, this is my lesson plan. The first component is have to access in lesson plan is identity. It consists of name of teacher to time allocation. Name of teacher is me, Dewi Safira Maulida. Name of school is SMA 1 Jember. Subject English, grade 10. Topic You've Got a Friend, chapter 17. Text type, song lyrics. Skill listening and speaking. Time allocation, 15 minutes. Then we are going to enter each section. It is core competencies. It consists of key 1 to key 4. Key 1 is for spiritual aspect. Key 2 for social aspect. Key 3 is for knowledge aspect. Then key 4 is for skill aspect. You can read it by yourself. Then we are going to B section, basic competence and indicator of competence achievement. There are two basic competence. The first is 3.9 point. It is knowledge aspect to interpret social function and linguistic elements of song lyrics related to the lives of teenager SME, ME, SMT, or MET. The second basic competence is 4.9 point. It is skill aspect to capture meaning related to social function and linguistic elements contextually song lyric related to the life of teenager SME, ME, SMT, and MET. Then we enter to indicator of competent achievement. Two indicator of competent achievement based on one basic competence. 3.9 point, 2 point is based on basic competence 3.9 point. It is to analyze implicit and explicit vocabularies contained in the song lyric. I will explain it below. Then 3.9.2 point, to identify some vocabularies of song lyrics as a linguistic element of song lyrics related to the student's life. Then indicator of achievement 4.9.1 point, to imitate some song lyrics vocabularies for better pronunciation as a support to sing a song. It's based on basic competence 4.9 point. Then the second indicator is 4.9.2 point, to perform the song and describe the song meaning in front of the class. Then we are going to see section learning objective. In the end of the class, 1, the student will be able to analyze some vocabularies in song lyric that have been learned in the class. 2, the student will be able to sing a song and describe the true meaning of the song that has been learned in the class. There are 4 attitude values focus. First is religious, of course. Then the second is nationalist. 3, integrity, and last, mutual cooperation. Because we are going to song together, so it is needed in attitude values focus. Then we are going to enter this section, learning material. First, regular learning material. First, starting, responding, expected, or unexpected. Second is concept, social function, and then describe of song lyric. Song lyric are one element of music, song as the primary, and lyric as the secondary. Every song has its message. The appeal and effectiveness of the song to the listener is dependent on the lyrics. The message contained in a song lyric can be delivered depending on how the writer put the words in the lyrics. Then this is the song. You've Got a Friend by James Taylor. You can read it or sing it by yourself.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping.
3. Principle. Generic structure. Purpose. Song lyrics are learning resource where the student listens a song to analyze vocabularies and meaning contained in song lyrics that help students to increase their learning and speaking skills. So they will be able to recognize the structure of song lyrics. Dominant language features. Using simple present tense. Example is based on song lyrics. People can use so cool. Then using present perfect tense. You've got a friend. Then implicit meaning. It's used to express something indirectly or implied. This means that the scenario under consideration has not been stated. Example, they will take your soul. This means that they will hurt you. So you are like, it is like they will take your soul like that. The explicit meaning, the actual meaning of sentence, this means that anything that is communicated by an explicit phrase is the direct meaning that is correctly stated without any ambiguity. Example, they will hurt you. 4 is procedure. Listen, recognize, and inform the classmates about the structure and vocabulary of song lyrics that has been sung in front of the class. 2. Learning materials for remedial. Song lyrics that are used to convey the material about implicit and explicit vocabularies and analyze grammatical structure that exists in a song. 3. Learning materials for enrichment. Social function and language features and song lyrics with the contextual meaning. Then, we enter to E section, learning method. The first is approach. It is scientific approach. It's based on 2013 curriculum revision curriculum. It is scientific approach. Then second learning model is cooperative method, because I think we are going to sing together, so I think it is suitable to use cooperative method. Then we enter to F section, learning media. The first we use speaker if needed. Then we use laptop or handphone. It is if needed, because maybe my laptop have any problem like that. So 3 is worksheet for the lyrics. Then we are going to enter G section, learning sources. First, Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan 2017, buku siswa mata pelajaran bahasa Inggris kelas 10, Jakarta, Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan. It is a handbook for our class. Then the second is you can read it by yourself. It is for lyrics. Then the third is from YouTube. The fourth is another sources if may be needed. Then we are going to enter each section, teaching and learning activity. Time allocation is 15 minutes. Then we are going to enter opening activity. It is 2 minutes. The teacher has to do orientation during the opening by reciting salam and praying to start the lesson. Checking the presence of the student as the reflection discipline behavior. preparing the student to follow the process of learning soul lyrics. Then a perception, connecting the learning material, same activities that will be done to the student experience in the previous level. Then reminding of the prerequisite material by asking the student, the question related to the lesson that will be done. It is to knowing their ability in this lesson. Then motivation, giving the description of the benefit to learn the material. Then if this material has done well and seriously, the student will be able to explain the song lyrics and perform it in front of the class, like song together like this. Then telling the learning objective to the student, asking the question. Then giving reference, telling the student about the materials that will be discussed today, telling the core competence, basic competence, indicator and minimum graduation criteria of meeting, then dividing learning group, explaining mechanism of the implementation of learning experience based on the learning step. Then we are going to main activity, learning model syntax, teaching simulation. This main activity is 12 minutes for all of main activity. The first step is stimulation. The transition activities, students are given motivation or stimulation to focus attention on the topic by doing some ways. Viewing, display relevant picture, photos, or videos if any. If for song lyric, maybe we can view about videos of song lyric. Then observing song video and lyric as an example like that. Then reading in their own home for the teaching learning activities. Students are asked to read material from textbook or other supporting books from the internet or related material about song lyric, or maybe about You've Got a Friend. Then listening, students are asked to listen to the material given by the teacher which is related to song lyric You've Got a Friend on chapter 17, page 196, and together with classmates in the class. Then problem statement, question or problem identification, critical thinking. The teacher gives students the opportunity to identify as many questions as possible related to the song and the lyrics, and will be assured through learning activities. For example, asking the question about what is song lyrics, what is the purpose of learning with song, how to listen well to a song, or how to obtain information of meaning from the song. We just understood from what is observed or question to get additional information about what is observed, starting from factual question to hypothetical question, to develop creativity, curiosity, the ability to formulate questions, to form critical thought that need to learn smartly and lifelong learning. For example, the meaning of song lyric, the purpose of learning with song, the step to listen well to song, the step to obtain information of meaning from the song. Then we are going to data collection, collaboration, and critical thinking. Students gather relevant information to answer the questions that have been identified through the activity. Observing the object or phenomena, interviewing the informant, collecting the information, reading other sources besides textbook. Students are asked to explore their knowledge by reading a reference book, other songs that relate to the lesson. You can also view them another song in not also your girlfriend. Then representing activities, learners do the following activities. The student work in pairs of group to analyze the meaning and the structure of the song. The student discuss and present it with classmates in front of the class. Then discussing, reviewing, exchange information about how many new vocabularies that have you obtained in song lyrics. Being actively responded by the student from group in order to obtain a new knowledge that can be used as material for group discussion later, blah blah blah. Then data processing, critical thinking. Students in their group discuss processing the observed rational data in a way discussing about the data, how to identify the lyrics and its meaning about the song, how to describe the meaning and imitate the song that they have listened in the class, how to write lyrics correctly without saying the lyrics that have been collected or summarized in previous activities. Processing information that has been collected from the result of previous activities or meetings, as well as the result of observing activities and the activity of gathering information that is ongoing with the help of questions on the worksheet. That is ongoing with the help of reading on the worksheet. Then students doing their performance and listening or write the correct lyrics. Then verification, critical thinking. Learner discuss the result of their observation and verify the result of their observation with data or theory in the source book through activities. Adding brain and step to process information that is looking for solution from various sources that have different opinions to develop honesty, concise discipline, obeying the rules, hard work, the ability to apply procedure, and the ability to inductive and deductive thinking, improving, think and describe the meaning of the song in front of the class, include with the student and the teacher discuss together about new vocabularies from song lyrics. Then generalization, communication, students are discussing to summarize the result of the question in the form of conclusion based on the result of the analysis, probably in writing or other media, to develop an attitude of honesty, conscientiousness, tolerance, ability to think systematically, express opinions, polytone. Then present the result of the classical group discussion about song that interesting and easy to sing. Then express opinion or presentation by and responded to by the group presenting. Ask about the presentation and other students are given the opportunity to answer them. Summarize the important points to emerge in the new learning activities carried out in the form of a written observation report about song that interesting and easy to sing. Answering questions contained in student handbook or worksheet that have been provided. Ask the question about things that are not understood, or the teacher throws a few questions to the student. Complete the competency test contained in the student handbook or on the worksheet that has been provided individually to check student mastery or the subject matter. Notes. During learning takes place, the teacher observes the attitude of students in learning, which includes attitude, discipline, self-confidence, behave honestly, resilience to deal with problems of responsibility, curiosity, and care for the environment. Then we are going to closing activity, student making summary, creativity with the guidance of the teacher about the important point to the emerge in the new learning activities carried out. Scheduling homework, scheduling project that must be studied, at the next meeting, outside school hours, or at home. Teachers, check your student work complete immediately. Students who have completed the project correctly are in field and given a ranking number from the project assessment. Give award to groups that have good performance and collaboration. Then, we are going to enter I section, assessment, remedial, and enrichment. First, assessment technique, affective or spiritual and social. Observation, journal. Observation assessment is based on observing the attitudes and behaviors of students, but relates to the learning process and in general direct observation made by the teacher. The following are examples of attitude assessment in instruments. Student name is Dewi Ramadan. The second student is Muhammad Rusdi. Assessment behavioral aspect. This is L for religious and nationalist, E integrity, MC mutual cooperation, and there are total score, effective score, and score count. Note, aspect of behavior judged by the criteria. If they get 100 is excellent, 75 good, 50 adequate, 25 good. Maximal score, the number of attitudes assessed is multiplied by the number of criteria. 100 is 400. Then effective score, the total score divided by the number of attitudes assessed. Like that. Then scorecard, predicate, excellent, good, adequate, poor. Cognitive spoken test, motor performance from this learning process. The students are able to memorize some vocabularies from the show and sing the show well. Then rubric of assessment, aspect of listening assessment. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 aspects. Summarize what the speaker is saying. If they will get 4 points if the student is able to summarize a review sentence by stating main ideas 80% of the time. They will get 3 points if the student is able to summarize a review sentence by stating main ideas. Take notes if this is helpful. They will get 2 points if the student is able to summarize this review sentence by stating main ideas if prompted by the teacher. They will get 1 point if the student is unable to state main ideas and does nothing to help themselves do so. Then make connection or ask question. 4. The student links what they are hearing to prior knowledge in the subject or assimilate knowledge from other areas 80% of the time. They will get 3 points if the student links what they are hearing the prior knowledge in the subject or assimilate knowledge from the subject. They will get 2 points if the student links what they are hearing to prior knowledge in the subject or assimilate knowledge from other areas with teacher help. Then they will get just 1 point if the student is unable to link what they are hearing to any prior knowledge in the subject or assimilate knowledge from another subject. Then assignment information. They will get 4 points if looking at list, star, or highlight important information, prepare to listen, and take notes, criteria, and do that. 3 points if focus on the board, knows what to do, knows how to organize information, knows criteria, and do that. Then, 2 points by look at homework made occasionally, by know some criteria, do that, and by understand some aspect of assignment. 1. unprepared, doesn't know the student criteria or understand what to do. Then outcome, 4 point is hands in or prepare to hand in work on time with appropriate criteria, meets a high standard. Then 3 point, if hands in assignment on time with most of the criteria met. 2 point, if assignment may not be handed in on time or assignment is missing critical criteria. 1 is fails, doesn't hand in assignment or hand in assignment that is missing most of criteria. First course is 100. Then aspect of speaking assessment, there are grammar, vocabulary, comprehension, fluency, pronunciation, and text accomplishment. Points is from 5 to 1. Full score is 99.89. Information, 5 is very good. 4.50 almost very good. 4 better. 3.50 good. 3 almost good. 2.50 more than enough. 2 enough. 1.50 less. 1 bad. The system band is correct in major machine. 5 of May 2020. Knowledge by Headmaster Professor Haji Nurifanatha and the teacher Dewi Safira Maulida. Thank you. It is my explanation. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.